this as short and sweet as possible so we can hit the road. The first person I'd like to introduce is the president of Global March for Elephants and Rhinos in Toronto. Ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else, please welcome Heather Craig.
Hi, everybody. I wanted to thank all of you for coming out today. It's such an important cause that we have today, and we're really appreciative that you're here. I would like to especially thank Dr. Draw for entertaining us with that awesome violin music. While I was preparing for my speech, I was trying to figure out why it is that I do this. Why have I joined this organization? Why do I care? And the bottom line is I love elephants. Elephants are beautiful, gentle, caring, and smart. They live in herds with a social structure that allows them to support and console and teach each other. They mourn their dead. They have memories that allow them to know where to find the best grass and trees and where to go for water in the dry season. They somehow know not to breed if there's going to be a dry season 2 years from now. All in all, they're amazing. This is our 5th year to March for Elephants and Rhinos. Our main focus up till now has been on the poaching crisis, a crisis which is still at the forefront and sees African elephants living in the wild being extinct within 8 short years. We are, however, seeing some changes for the positive. China has agreed to close their domestic ivory trade by the end of this year. Hong Kong, woohoo! Hong Kong by the end of 2021, but that's not soon enough for us, so we are lobbying them to move that date up. The U.S. has passed new regulations in 2016 banning the buying and selling of almost all ivory. Woohoo! And we are petitioning the Canadian government to ban all domestic sales of elephant ivory. I hope you've all taken a picture of our poster board there, and you can all go online to change.org to sign that petition. There are over 100 cities around the world that are all working to save the elephant. Last year, the Nairobi March was pivotal in pressuring the government to convict Faisal Ali Mohammed, a well-known ivory kingpin, to 20 years in jail. So when we sometimes think, when we sometimes think the problem is so big that we can't possibly do anything, but when we all come together doing small things, great things happen. There are other elephants, though, in the world that need our help as well. The Asian elephants still living in the wild are experiencing more conflict with humans as they lose the land they live on. In India, the elephant is revered as a god, but kept shackled alone on concrete floors with no socialization, and then forced to participate in festivals and perform on command. In Thailand, the human-elephant relationship is steeped in tradition. There are only about 2,000 to 3,000 elephants in the wild in Thailand. Most of them are owned. Originally, they were used in the logging industry, but they were banned from that, and so their owners have now transitioned to using them in the tourist industry for elephant riding, performances, and begging in the street. And then there are also the elephants held captive in zoos and circuses. So we need to help all of them. We had invited Dr. Roberta Bondar to speak at our march, but she was otherwise engaged. But she did send us a quote that I would like to read to you now. The extraordinary and unique elephant and rhinoceros are imperiled. Our ethical responsibility is to protect Earth life that is vulnerable, endangered, and threatened by human activity and climate changes. We have the technology to survive. They do not. So thank you all for coming out to protect the elephant and the rhino. We so appreciate your support, and I'm going to pass on to See Me Next. Thank you, everybody.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are here today to march against extinction. We continue our fight against wildlife crime because the impact it has on our environment is increasing at an alarming rate. We need to support those who risk their lives to protect all wildlife we share this planet with. And engaging young minds is so important. That's why having all of you here today is amazing. We are so grateful. Thank you. Empowering you guys with knowledge is crucial because we know you will make a difference, no matter how big or small. So never stop being a voice for the voiceless. Thank you. I'm going to hand the mic over to Adele.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming out. We're very excited to have everybody here. This is our biggest day of the year, so yay. I just wanted to introduce you the core team for the Global March for Elephants and Rhinos. We do a lot of behind the scenes work. It's a lot of work to put the march together, but we do a lot of stuff to get the petitions going and get the governments to make changes. So just want to introduce you to our team. So since I'm speaking, I'll just let you know who I am. Adele Reynolds, and I'm the content and communication specialist for the team. This is Simi Vadgama, sorry, media director. Heather Craig, president and co-founder. Eva Bednar, vice president. Janine Kevin, treasurer and co-founder. And Brian, wave to the crowd. Okay. He's an honorary board member. And then Linda, I don't know where she went. We asked everybody to corral, but all right. Anyways, Linda's one of our volunteers. Okay. We have people that are away as well. And Mary Lou Santagita. Thank you. Volunteer outreach advocate. Thank you. If you need anything, come see us.
Okay, so moving on, I'm going to be introducing the special guest speakers and performers. Up first, we have Stephanie Pym and Kirsten Brophy. Kirsten works in Kenya as a nature guide, and with Stephanie, they have launched a brand called the Nile Culture, curating artists for conservation efforts. Most recently, they have partnered with Lewa Wildlife Conservancy in Kenya to advocate awareness and support for wild rhinos. So please give a warm welcome to Kirsten and Stephanie.
So thank you so much for having us up here and for seeing the value in what we have to share with you today. As Simi has just said, I work over in Kenya part-time as a safari guide, and I've spent a lot of time with rhinos and elephants, observing them and learning about them, and I forged a very deep connection with them and feel very protective over them. I remember the first time that I ever felt a real sense of urgency towards protecting these animals. It was on December 5th, 2013, when I was down in South Africa with a training group, and we received news that Nelson Mandela had passed away, but also that a white rhino had been born on the Conservancy. And while many people were mourning the loss of an incredible leader, for all of us on the Conservancy, we couldn't help but feel that we were witnessing a tiny miracle, and we decided to name that rhino Nelson. I was so excited to welcome this rhino into the world and go out and find him. And the following day, when we did find him, I was staring at this tiny gray blob of perfection and life force, and I couldn't believe how excited I was, but at the same time I felt so sorry because he had no idea of the kind of world that he had entered and the danger that he had inherited by coming into this world as a rhino. And it was somewhere between all the emotions that I felt towards Nelson and the emphasis that my mentors were putting on how important this moment was and what it meant for rhinos at a time when they were dying faster than they were able to reproduce. And the gravity set in, and that sense of urgency was there. And I knew what I wanted to do with my life. And there's many stories I could share with you about the wildlife in Africa that would make you fall even further in love with these animals. But this particular story resonated with me and is every bit the reason that me and my partner Stephanie are here today doing what we do and what she's about to tell you about.
Kristen and I met in the desert and then again in the forest, and we've always been surrounded by art together. And this tiny little human brought the most beautiful stories to my life, and I was completely moved by everything she had to say. I was at a transition point, and I was waking up every day wondering what I was contributing to this planet and wanting to do more. And I knew at that point that we needed to start something together. The Now culture is focused on the curation of art through conservation, and we host a series of events across the continent and raise funds for the wild rhinoceros and for Lewa Wildlife Conservancy in Kenya. And they're so successful that they have not lost a rhino to poaching in over 4 years. Yeah, which is amazing, amazing.
As of World Rhino Day.
Yeah, as of World Rhino Day, it's been 4 years. So we really just want to inspire the youth, and we want to give a voice to those that don't have one. And we want to create a culture and a lifestyle that people can tap into and join forces with.
So, to go back to that story, I just want to, the urgency set in for me was reinstilled for me about 1.5 years later when Nelson's mother passed away because she was shot by poachers and killed. So now Nelson's out there protecting himself along with many amazing rangers who dedicate their lives and every day to protecting these animals. And we want to inspire the youth and everyone to be actively participating and advocating for wildlife conservation. And there's a lot of information on the internet right now, and it's so easy to click share or to put a link out there and put it on your social media. But it's a lot harder to become educated in it and understand what you're posting and make sure that that information is valuable. And if we could give any advice at all, it would be to go home and to become experts in whatever field that you're interested in and to guide the community so that they're doing the same. So we'd like to invite you into our culture. It's a growing culture called the Nile culture, where we share art and stories and information for the next generation of wildlife ambassadors. Let's do it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Let's give another round of applause to Kirsten and Stephanie. Next, I will be introducing Kamal Gill. She has a Bachelor of Science degree in biology. She's a Pilates instructor and post-rehab conditioning instructor. She's a whole plant nutritionist. And last but not least, you may know her as the founder of Veg Heads Toronto. So please give a warm welcome to Kamal Gill.
I believe that animal poaching is with people who live with economic scarcity and food shortage. This is the basic root cause for their survival to feed their families. At Vegheads, we believe that plant-based food not only is healthy for our bodies, it is great for the environment. Plant-based lifestyle is greatly expands possibilities to feed the entire world. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Kamal. Last but not least, I will be introducing Muhammad Ali. He is an MC, poet, author, and activist who ups the bar on protest music with hard-hitting selection of workers' anthems and gritty frontline labor narratives designed to instill new energy in the movement for workers' rights. Having shared the stage with hip-hop heavyweights Talib Kweli, Wu-Tang's Ghostface, and KRS-One, and performing at rallies from Queen's Park to Parliament Hill, and touring from Newfoundland to British Columbia, the socialist vocalist is redefining how his generation views political music. So please give it up for Muhammad Ali.
What up, what up? How y'all doing, Toronto? So, we're all here united. Many of us who aren't here are united in solidarity because we want to make the world a better place. And the exact extreme opposite of that is people who will spend years, months, tens of thousands of dollars to go across the world just to kill an innocent animal, just to poach their skin, just to poach their ivory. And I think we need the exact opposite. So I want you all to chant with me real quick. I'm going to get my Snapchat set up real quick because what we need is solidarity and not slaughter. So Say it with me. Say it louder. Say it prouder. Solidarity, not slaughter. Say it with me. Say it louder. Solidarity. Say it prouder. Say it prouder. Solidarity. One more time. Say it louder. Say it prouder. Solidarity. Muhammad Ali. Peace.
Thank you, Mohammed. Okay, now I will be introducing Mary Lou, who will be introducing the chanters. So Mary Lou, come on up here.
Hi, everybody. I always want to introduce to you our two very dynamic chanters. Brandon, where are you, my dear?
So I'm going to start with the call. It's going to be no more poaching, no more hunting. And you'll respond and you'll say, save the animals, let them live. The second one is 100 elephants will die today. And your response will be, it's time to stop the ivory trade. Justice for elephants, rhinos, and lions.
So once the march is done, our work is not over. There's still lots to do. You need keep signing petitions. There's lots of petitions out there. Online petitions are fantastic. We know they work. We have proof that they work. And you can go to our website, noivorytoronto.org, and we have a whole list there. It says "Take Action" right on our front page of our website. And yeah, go there, and we have a whole list of other things that you can do to help.